Hi, I'm Brad from Brad's Vintage Collection. Today's the second installment of 4 opinions in 5 minutes. My first opinion is CGC has the best slabs, and I'm talking about the plastic that the cards are in. You can see the cards so much better than in any other manufacturer's slab. So next time you're at a card show, even if you're not interested in buying it or if it's not in the grade or a card you're looking for, take a look at a couple of CGC cards and pick them up out of the case and just look at them. The plastic is superior to anyone else's. It's crystal clear. You can see the card as if it wasn't even in a slab. I only have 2 CGC slabs so far. I hope to get more. But I really like the way the cards look in them. And the plastic itself is superior to PSA or SGC. Next opinion is Pokemon at card shows, and a lot of people have made some videos complaining about Pokemon taking over baseball card shows. This is nothing new. Baseball cards ebb and flow, and when baseball cards are super popular, they're at 95% of the tables at card shows. But as other things get popular, they creep in. In the late 90s, I don't think card shows would have survived without Beanie Babies. And to those of you who weren't collecting then, if you went to a local card show or even a regional card show, probably a third to a half of the tables had Beanie Babies, and they had those little plastic things you could put over the tag. Even some renowned baseball card dealers had their 2 tables, 1 table cards, 1 table Beanie Babies. And that Beanie Babies boom is the only reason that I think card shows could survive during a really down period in the hobby. So be careful disparaging other collectibles, because at least the Pokemon and the TCG cards are card adjacent a lot more than Beanie Babies were. But the fads help keep things going when cards aren't as popular, and that will happen again. My third opinion is on pitchers. I'm mostly a collector in the Topps Bowman era, and every pitcher not named Koufax or Ryan, to me, is underpriced. If you look at their card values in relation to other players, they are severely underpriced. And the best example of that, to me, is Steve Carlton. Carlton was one of the best pitchers in the 60s and the 70s. And this was actually the first vintage 60s Hall of Fame rookie card I purchased because the price was so reasonable. And even today, I just looked at VCP, and you can get a 7 in this card for $350, which a rookie card of a Hall of Fame pitcher who at one time had the strikeout record. Him and Ryan were kind of going back and forth. He was the best lefty of his generation and one of the best pitchers in baseball. And compared to the position players, his cards are super underpriced. You can look at Seaver cards in comparison to a lot of players. You can look at Jim Palmer cards and any of the pitchers from the 60s and 70s. And in my opinion, they're severely underpriced. My fourth opinion is going to be on buyer's premium for auction houses. And a lot of you don't buy from auction houses, but it's a great place to find cards. I sometimes get sets from there because for some of the oddball stuff, getting sets is kind of a value way of picking up cards, because a lot of people want just their player for their player run, and a lot of times the sum is worth more than the parts. And for me, being a Hall of Fame collector, getting all the Hall of Famers in an oddball set is great for me. So, and I also pick up individual cards at auction houses, hard to find things, or even more common things, but in really nice grade. Golden did something earlier this year. Buyer's premiums have been 20% for I don't know how long, but for as long as I've been buying from auction houses. And Golden raised their buyer's premium to 22%. So that means if you bid $100 on a card, you're paying $122 for that card. Shortly afterwards, Heritage followed suit, and now REA is raising theirs to 23%. So for every $100 you spend, that's $23 in a buyer's premium. And to me, this is just really putting it to collectors. 20% was already expensive. If you buy a $1,000 card, you're giving them $200 in fees. Now it's going to be, for that same card, if I multiply 3 times 10, it'll be $230 if I buy it from REA. And $30 isn't a lot, but as cards go up and up, that's fees that I think are unnecessary. I have a suggestion. I love these catalogs. I mean, I've got catalogs all over the place. I don't have one that I can pick up right now. But stop printing the catalogs. Just put them online and save that money instead of charging us an extra $2 to $3 of buyer fees per every $100. It just feels like we're already paying enough, and that fee's super high. So I imagine that by the next national, everyone will be at 22 to 23%, and we're not far from seeing 25% buyer's premiums. It hurts not only the buyer, but the seller. The sellers are negotiating no fees on big cards, which rightfully so. There's competition to get those cards. But to pass some of those fees on to the buyers, I think, is the wrong move. And every percentage it raises is less money that gets to the seller anyway. So it doesn't only hurt buyers, it hurts sellers. Sellers think they're getting a great deal by having no fees or reduced fees for their side of it. But if those fees are being passed on to the buyer, then they're just getting less money for their cards. People aren't dumb. People factor into the buyer's premium for what they're bidding on. So I really hate that these have risen, and I feel like they were high enough before. So that's my second installment of 4 opinions in 5 minutes. I hope you enjoyed it. Feel free to comment on any of my opinions, and I'll probably try to make this a regular segment. It was pretty popular on the first one. My next video that I'll post will be showing off my Ernie Banks collection, and I'm very, very proud of that one. So watch for that video. Thanks a lot for watching, and remember, if you're not excited to add the card to your collection, you bought the wrong card.